Lenka Lutonska here, author of Energetic Selling and Marketing. And a couple of days ago, I was taking you through opening your portal of receiving. And I mentioned that there is one thing that profoundly influences the process of receiving, or the process of manifestation, if you like. If you set a vision, if you set a goal, if you set intention, there is one thing that profoundly influences how slow it's happening, or how fast it's happening, how easily it's happening, how you feel that movement from that desired reality overtaking your current one. And that is your observer effect. Now, from physics, a little reminder, and you can look it up if you're not familiar with this term. Observer effect simply states that the mere act of observing something, a situation, or anything, changes the thing, necessarily changes the thing. In other words, energy without observation, without you looking at it, measuring it, observing it, behaves like a wave. It spreads across time and space. So these are representative of that realities, vibrational realities that you constantly access and create. So when you set an intention, that reality already pre-exists vibrationally. These are, if you like, probabilities. So without observations, without engagement of your physical senses, this energy behaves like a wave. The moment you engage your senses, the moment observer effect comes into place, you look at it, you make assumption, you measure it in some way, the wave collapses into a particle, energy particle, into particular space and time. So in other words, you may have set up brand new intention and really activated, if you listen to my last live stream, you might have really activated that new reality, new state of being of yours. So you know what it represents that you want to receive. You want to translate into physical reality, who you want to become. And you may see it and perceive it in your imagination. You're accessing it vibrationally. You may feel a beautiful emotion that comes with it. But life then happens. And what may happen is something that is different from that which you said. Let's say you set out a goal to dramatically increase your monthly revenues as an entrepreneur. And you feel it's pre-existent, it's there. But life happens, and you look into your Stripe or into your bank account, and you see that what you're actually getting, that is dramatically different. Now here is that your observer effect will kick in. The moment you look at it, you look at the old and the assumptions you make with it, that profoundly influences how fast or slow that new reality, that new state of being can fully overtake your current reality, the current you. So if you look at it and say, that's no good, that's different, that's not enough, then of course it's that which you will create again and again. Observer effect, you cannot switch it off. That's how you constantly draw out of infinite possibilities of what is available to you and create your 3D reality. Observer effect happens unconsciously. It's based on your unconscious expectations about what you know it's okay for you, what is normal for you, etc., etc. The psychological past influences, etc., etc. It's a little bit like, metaphorically speaking, when you imagine that you're in a projection booth of an old-style cinema. That which you see on the screen is your actual life, actual business, actual circumstance. You're living in a 3D. But you unconsciously pick up from all available movies, all available slides, based on your expectation, which particular movie, which particular reality, which particular next slide to put in projection booth based on your expectations, so you can translate that energy into here and now, into physicality. So you cannot switch it off. But what you can do is to learn to harmonize your observer effect with the reality and state of being with you that you desire, with the state of being of woman you're meant to be, you desire to be. Now, how do we do that? And I'm going to give you two processes for this, okay? The disclaimer that this needs dedication, this needs focus and practice, and it will come easier for you depending on where you are. But every one of you can absolutely do this and learn to harmonize observer effect with that which you desire. So, as we know, there is the time lapse between setting an intention, creating, accessing, and activating the reality that you want, and actually translating that reality into here and now, into physicality. There is a time lapse. It needs to be. Now, in this time lapse, as we just said, we use our observer effect and affect the process very much. Now, what is needed for you to harmonize that observer effect with the reality you want and speed up manifestation is to essentially soften your physical senses, or stop relying so much on your physical senses, what you see with your eyes, what you hear with your ears, what you touch, etc., and strengthen your inner sense, access to your truth, access to your knowing, access to your real essence, access to your full creativity. How do you do that? By shutting down consciously, shutting down your conscious senses and strengthening your inner sense, i.e. your third eye, pineal gland. So there is one practice for it that you can practice every day, and this is a process, but this will make your observer effect naturally much more harmonized with the reality you want. You close your eyes, and with your eyes closed, you direct your eyes, physical eyes, upwards and in the middle of your brain. So you will push your eyes up and in the middle of your brain. You will essentially focus on your third eye, on pineal gland. And when you do that, and you can try it, when you do that, you will feel a pressure over here in your eyebrow, in between your eyebrows. If you track that pressure, you will feel it. It comes from the middle of your brain. That's where your pineal gland is located. So what you're doing in that is you're activating your third eye. You're strengthening your inner sense, access to your most powerful wisdom, access to your creativity, and access to knowing what really is truth. So you're massively expanding your manifesting ability, if you like. So you measure with that rather with what your physical eyes can see. So you can sit like that with applying, again, I talked in a last live stream about how the gentle pressure is actually very useful for the body, for the mind. It softens the senses, opens the portals of receiving, opens the portals to change. And so when you do this and you focus on activating your inner sense, your third eye, that will really support you. So you can sit in silence for a few moments. You can do it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and make that your daily practice. Or you can use this activation of third eye with any other meditation that you're doing. If you're using my activations, my consciousness journeys, anytime you go to pineal gland, just activate it, and it will help you to awaken your inner sense more and more. And that will naturally, over time, harmonize your observer effect, what you unconsciously expect, etc., with your reality that you desire. So that's one practice. Hopefully that's clear. The second practice is for those times when you become aware that your observer effect is really in disharmony with that which you're creating. So let's say I used one example, your intention and the reality that you're creating and the state of being, the woman that you're becoming, is the one that is receiving 5 times, 10 times more of clients, money, etc., serving on a large level than you're currently doing. So in that bridging period, the time lapse depends on a degree of change that needs to happen between where you are and where you want to be. So there is a time lapse. I lovingly call it bridging. And so during this time, you may become aware many times, if you pay attention, that what you're observing and how you're feeling, assumptions that you're making about certain situations, are in this harmony with where you're going, with what you're creating. So if that is your intention, that you becoming that much richer, influential, abundant, creative, what is sugar? I put something out there, there is no response to it, and your observer affected kicks in. You don't feel very good. You feel crap because, you know, you put lots of effort into your creation and there's very little response. You're not going to be financially rewarded. Blah, 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 blah. So ego mind kicks in, observer affect kicks in a very different vibration. It's in this harmony with who you want to become. So when you notice situation like this, you can also use your pineal gland space to transform this energy. So take a few minutes. If you notice that you observe something and you have got reaction to it that is not useful, it's in this harmony. Take a few minutes to neutralize that energy and to activate again, to strengthen the energy of that receiving. And here is how you can do it. I'll just describe the process very briefly. Make it yours. You center yourself, take a few deep breaths. You will then again go into your third eye, the pineal gland. So push your eyes upwards and in the middle of your brain, that's where you focus. Feel the slight pressure. Then you can imagine in this space, you can imagine this space as a room, if you like, beautiful, cozy room. And in that room, you can imagine there is energetic oven, like a big pizza oven that is for transmutation of energy. And what you're going to do, you'll stand in front of this energetic oven and you will think of that which is really bothering you, that in this example, it's not going well. It's not going to be worth it. It's not going as well as I want. I intend one thing, but this is happening. So what you're going to do, you're going to bring that into your attention and you're going to, with your breath, draw out all that energy, all that feeling. You bring it into your attention, all that feeling, all the yucky feeling coming with it. And you're going to, with your breath, send it into that oven. And feel it like that energetic oven, the universe, the higher soul, whatever it represents to you, is receiving it and transmuting it into ashes, into absolutely neutral energy. Do it again if you need to. Any remaining of that old feeling, that old unuseful observation, you draw it out from you, send it to the oven. So in other words, this will help you to neutralize the energy which you just created by observing. Then you create like a beautiful void. And second step to this is to refocus on that which you're creating. So what would be the solution to this? What is the opposite of this situation? Well, was then. That's the old. So what's the new? What's the solution to it? You bring it into your awareness, that image of you receiving, the image of you in ease, the image of you being in your full power, that image of, I don't know, money, clients, whatever it is, and the feelings associated with it, okay? Now this time you can close that oven and bring another energetic fire into middle of that space, and this will magnify the energy. So you can get into the energy, breathe it into the energetic fire, let it expand, let it magnify, let it intensify. And when you know you're done, and so it is, done. Few minutes process, make it your own. But practice this with your observations that are not useful in relation to what you're creating. And practice activating, closing down your physical senses and activating your inner sense, your third eye. Over time, you will just become a much more powerful creator, okay? So hopefully this has been helpful. And before I switch off, I want to also share with you one house news that I think you might appreciate very much. Over the last week or so, I've been getting very, very powerful internal calling to essentially expand my circle of impact and support women in a different, brand new way. And therefore, the extraordinary expansion circle was created. I act on that calling very, very fast. Or what is going to be? It's going to be free sessions, group sessions, where it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you know where you're going in your business, in your life, the most powerful leader, the most powerful woman, the most powerful creator. And you step into this circle, you can join. There are 3 sessions, you can join 1, 2, or all 3 sessions, and you will co-create. We will co-create together to support you in a way that is perfect for you now, to be able to step into that fullness, to create that extraordinary expansion in your business, in your life, in your finances, etc., etc. So I invite you to check it out. And it's, I think, going to be, not I think, I know it's going to be profound. It's very different to what I've done in terms of my favorite, and I know the very powerful way of working with clients is on a deep level, in a very close circle, high-level programs, Miraculum, Mastermind. But, you know, for whatever reason, you may not be ready, or it's not right for you, for whatever reason, to be in that close circle of impact and work on that level. So this is expanding the opportunity. There is no big time involvement, or there is no big money involvement, but it's for women who are really committed to come to their fullness. So you will find the link in a bio somewhere. And if you resonate, I'll see you in the circle and we will co-create together. I have no idea at this point where each particular circle session will lead us. It may lead us into your manifesting on a deep visceral level. It may lead us to finances. It may lead us to business. It will be different, but every word will be for you. It will be a mixture of guidance, coaching, activation by word, etc., etc. So that's the house news. And here you go. Let's start practicing that observer, harmonizing that observer effect with that who you're meant to be. Okay. Let me know what you're taking out of this. So much love to you. Have a most wonderful day and perhaps the rest of the week.